Hey, what's up everyone? Sam Jones here, back with another walkthrough. This time is for my most recent release on Carnage, You Ready? I've been playing this for probably about 2-3 years now. I finished it about a year and a half, 2 years ago. But yeah, it's probably my favorite of the Tech Trancers things I've done. So I'm just going to run through every nook and cranny that I possibly can. So let's just dive right in. Okay, so we'll start with the simple stuff, the kick, for example. This kick isn't mine, it's Dave Parkinson kick, Dave PA Trans Kick 74. So yeah, there's that. What else we got? Right, so I can hear like a reverby type kick thing playing. Like an impact, same as I usually do them. Just take the tap from the kick that's playing and then do a tail from that. So that's just a long, wet only reverb of the kick drum stretched out and then both gelled together. And then what else we got? So then, yeah, there's percussion stuff, which is Dave Parkinson loop, I think. Which all I've done is just filtered it in with the EQ, I think. Oh no, sorry, it's on the group here. So I did a filter on the group. This is all my percussions, and then that's throughout there. So Dave Parkinson hat off splice, and then another little one then just for a bit more high end was this. But anyway, we're jumping ahead too far already. So then what else we got? This, whatever this is. Okay, so that's from this, I believe, which is further on in the track, which we'll come to. But yeah, just basically that with a lot of delay on it, and I used it as like an atmosphere, to start the track, so it's not just, just beats. Just so at least there's a bit of a tone as soon as it starts. Okay, and then, then after that is the atmosphere here, which again, Dave Parkinson atmosphere. And all I did on that was just automate the downsampling on the bit crusher. It's quite simple, really. And then this is from a track called Hybrid Players Freak the Funk or Bag the Funk or something like that. And then all I did with that, just cut some of the low off, tiny little bit on the highs, but that's about it. Then there's that atmosphere again playing. And the only other thing we got is the crash I use on every single track, which is the Activa crash. Bit of delay, and that's about it really. There's nothing else on it. I think I just cut off some low end, but there's not any, but it's just in case. Okay, so there's more effects there. Skip up to these, because, yeah, there we go. So that's one of mine. Reverb tail, D sharp. This is off the website, actually. This is off Beat It. This is when I was actually starting to make the samples for Beat It, before I even launched the website. So And that usher thing is from Freak Out. With just a bit of reverb on it and sidechain. Okay, and then this is another atmosphere. Is this is mine actually? Yeah. So I'll try and go through the process. Take it's this. That's from Good Love. Yeah. Okay, so and then I just think I put some chops on it. Okay, and then this is like, this thing here is what brings it all together. Oh, sorry, there's also the snares, which are these, you know. One Dave Parkinson and one from Splice, I think. And then there's this little da-da-down, which, if I'm being honest with you, I know it was in Serum, but I don't think the actual sound is there anymore. Because I was trying to be tidy with this project. So after I did certain things, I was like, right, okay, you know. So yeah, there's this, which sounds amateur actually, because I forgot about the clicks that are on it. But yeah. So that's the sound. There's just a tail leading onto it, and then that, and then all I've got on it is fat effects, Saturn, EQ, and a reverb. So I've turned everything off. Actually, it's not Serum. That's from Silence. Okay, and then fat effects, just to give it a bit of crunch on the bright dirt setting. Saturn, just to bring it out a bit more, just to get that, you know, peak. EQ, just to cut out some of the nastiness, I guess, and then reverb, just so it's a bit longer. Okay, what else we got? So then we lead on to, there's like an acid line thing here, which again, this is for beta. Oh, there's also these sweeps, which are just white noise sweeps, which I use on every Tech Trance track I do. One not sidechained, one sidechained. I've been doing that technique for like a million years. And then snares here. Can't remember actually whose snare it is, but I think it might be an Activa snare or Dave Parkinson snare, something like that. There you go, another. I was going mad with the Parky samples during this track. This is this is pre website days, so just a clap hit from Dave, EQ, reverb, sidechain, and then turn all ours off. Kind of still good, you know, but yeah, I just made it thinner. All right, so there's other stuff playing here. Like, as I said, I can hear like an acid line somewhere. This is it. From Serum, that's already on Beat It. It's probably called Silky Shiz. Yeah, so now we start coming into the bass lines and stuff like that. So all the percussions are here now, which are fully open. So all the percussion together is this. Leaving a space for the kick to come in, you know. Then our first bass is this, like a Psy type bass. Nice thick bass. I actually can't remember where that's from. I don't know if I did it or if it's from. No, it's not. There you go. From Sennheiser, the Psy guy. I know he does other genres as well, but I've got a couple of his packs from a while ago. But yeah, he's solid stuff. So yeah, all I did was EQ it a couple times by the looks of it, and then add all these things on. So yeah, that's the sound originally. EQ, another EQ, single band. Yeah, and then that was just for volume gains, I think. Yeah, okay. So that's our first bass, just a kind of mid-range, you know, nice mid layer, just for the mid, you know, the chunk of the basses. And then we got these top end basses as well. So this is the first one, which again, I can't remember what that's from. I'm just gonna take a guess and say it was from Serum. It sounds that kind of tone to it. Whatever that one is isn't even playing, so. Then there's this one as well. Again, this is just bounced to a sample. Right, so anyway, let's just go through the process of what I do with the basses. So this first one is fine. There's no... there is a sample delay, yes. So on sample delay right, so shifting it slightly to the right. So if I play the difference, just so there's no phasing. That's with it on, with it off. More centered. So it's just not clashing with the main bass. I don't know what's going on with that one, so can't even tell you. Same with this one, but the sample delay going to the left instead of the right. And just simple EQ, LFO tool to pull it down and bounce with the rest of the track. Yeah, and then let's just, so I know, make sure all the bass is there. Yeah, sounds about right. So I'm not sure what is going on with this one here. It's just not even playing, so it might be doing something, but it's not there anymore. So we'll leave it just as it is though for now. Okay, and then I've probably got some risers and stuff as well. So this. Okay, so they're made in Serum. The first one's just high, the second one's lower. That was made in Serum, bounced to audio with loads of reverb on it. You can probably hear the reverb, and then I put a ring shifter on it, on oscillator setting, not on the dual or anything. And then I just, you know, automated the dry, wet, and the frequency of how much it speeds up and stuff. So yeah, there's that, and then these ones on their own then are just this. One lower, as I said, and one higher as well. And then they just go down again at the end, so... yeah, so then what else we got? Okay, so there's more effects here. Then there's a vocal stab here. Whoa, this thing. If I remember correctly, this is from the vocal of What Can You Do For Me? So if I go back up an octave. Yeah, it is, yeah. So it's just the what pitched down a semitone. Pitch down an octave, excuse me, not a semitone. Then this is some tech stabs from when I first started doing Beat It. Which I've just got a little filter on so it calms down before the section changes dramatically. And there's some bass samples as well playing here. I can hear them. You just have to give me a second though to figure out where they're coming from exactly. So that was also Serum. But again, the process, I can't remember. All right, and then there's some percussion stuff here, which I use on the middle drop. These. Which I just thought I'd use on the build of the start as well, just to gel it all together a bit more. And this has got a weird EQ on it, but it's not that weird. All right. Cool. Yeah. That I can't tell you. It's probably splice or something. Maybe, who knows? Percussion. I don't know, but it's in the sampler. This again. What's this? Some of the samples aren't playing, but the track still sounds exactly the same. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. But again, it still doesn't take anything away from the explanation because it sounds like the released version. So anyway, this is What Can You Do For Me, sampled from God knows where. I found it on my hard drive somewhere. I'm not sure if someone gave it to me or what, but... So yeah, this was an absolute nightmare to EQ. I think I had to bounce out a few versions. It did take a while to EQ. So prepare your ears, just a pre-warning. I'll turn everything off and listen to the difference. I know that was alright. It was the me. Right, anyway, so if I turn everything back on. Right, okay, that's not so bad. It was the me. That took a lot of work because there was like a whistle in it, big time. So yeah, I just need to remember these bottom two EQs weren't selected. Okay, so you hear that whistle there? And then put the EQs back on. It's still a bit nasty, but that was the point. I wanted it to tear through, but like it's not got that anymore, so that's better. Alright, so yeah, kick here is taking up quite a lot of room actually. And for that reason, I remember specifically the sub isn't really like a huge sub, you know? Kick takes up a lot of room. It's nice, full, you know, full trance kick. And I think the only other thing I did to it, actually, I forgot to explain, was a single band EQ, so it's a bit brighter. So if I turn this off, just helps it poke through the mix a bit more, you know, just boosts some of the high end a little bit. And then what else we got then? We got the sub bass, which is this. I think that's Silent with some Renaissance bass on it. Oh, there you go. Okay, cool. So I'm not sure exactly, by the way, why the EQ's like boof. There's probably some reason. Can't tell you what. I go through some mad processes when I'm trying to... Right, so basically what I'm going to do here is listen to that and turn the EQ off, see what difference it makes. You can tell it's adding to the drive, actually, so yeah. Just so, yeah, I get the point. I get why I did that. Alright, so yeah, Renaissance bass on first. So it's basically Silent with all this stuff on it, so... that's the sub on its own. That's the sub as it is. Then with Renaissance bass, boost a little bit. I think I did to 70 hertz. It's not even really doing anything. I've just turned it on. So yeah, and then the EQ, which I just explained. This is so the sub stays in mono, and which it is. Well, potentially might not be actually because it's from Silent. So I'm not sure if it is in mono, or if it was in stereo, but doesn't matter. The point is it's solid and centered right now. And then EQ here as well. So, sorry, single band here, which is just the low cut for the automation, you know, filtering in into each transition. Okay, so this is the first of the bass hits. So that's just a saw wave, table dentist style bass line, basically. But there's another sample on top, so it's not just that. It's this as well. Okay. And then these are just the typical, Jones reverb tails that I do from bass sounds or acids or something. Not EQ'd that much, because if you EQ them too much, they just sound awful. I like to leave the ringing in and stuff like that, so it still sounds a little thick. And then there's some sort of a bass here. I have no idea what that is. Let's have a look. PM bass loop. I don't even know who PMLP is or is from. Maybe it's from Splice. Again, not that heavy. It's actually really not that heavy, but the kick is doing the job, you know. Okay, then you got the what from the What Can You Do For Me, obviously. And this is just, that's just a reverb, a reverse from that tech stab I showed you earlier that's at the start of the track, just reversed. Okay, and then this is just a master bounce of filter, like basically the bass, which is, you know, the main kick and bass is this. And I've just put, I think I put Volcano on there. Fab Filter Volcano. I don't have it on my new computer. This is still on my, this project's on my old computer now. But yeah, it's a handy little tool that, just for filtering your basses and stuff, you know, just for a little Marshall Woods style, you know, bass. Like it's like a distorted filter type vibe. So yeah, I always use those for fills. And you can hear the What Can You Do For Me reversing here somewhere as well. So you got this what and reverse of the exact same thing, but reversed. But the reversed one isn't sidechained, but the not reversed one is. And then this is just Can You. And then one delayed. Oh no, one delayed like heavily, and then one delayed soft. So I've got this too. These things. Which are both sounds that I made, and they're both in table dentist actually. There's actually a lot of effects in this track, but they seem to kind of blend as one, which I guess is the key. Because sometimes I do tracks, you know, where it takes me a while to get them to sort of blend, but this was kind of more plain sailing, you know. So yeah, the whole fill here is this. That hybrid players thing. Ignore that junk, and then which is the bass from Keep On, I believe, is the bass for that is. Yeah, this is, as I said, this is when I started putting the sounds together for Beat It. It wasn't live yet, but I was like, right, I'm going to start using them and stuff. Obviously, they're all from my tracks or whatever anyway, because the idea at first, you know, I was just grabbing stuff from my older tracks, and then I thought, actually, I'm going to have to start piling more into this. So then obviously I was doing more new sounds as well, specifically for the site, and then it just grew and grew and grew, you know. Anyway, I know that's not why you're here. You're not here to hear the backstory. I just thought I'd let you know. So there's these stabs. So that's just the stab originally, whatever it's from. And then this reverb is made from it. And there's like a little percussion hit thing there, very subtle. I mean, is this it? No, but that is nice. So that's basically that reverb thing. I like to use things in the exact same thing, but in a different way, you know, so that it all makes sense rather than adding new sounds constantly. So this is just that reverb tail, which is, you know, this. But this one, I put a filter on it, quite harsh, and automated it. So it just moves a bit, you know, it's just a bit more interesting. But yeah, this little fadoof is what I'm looking for, because I can't remember what that is. Like, at all. I've made a lot of music since this track, so it's just like, no way I can remember. There you go, something simple, but it sounds like more than it is, actually. Probably because of the other effects tailing onto it that I did. So yeah, there's actually really is a lot in this track. But not that much, actually. I think, no, there is a lot. Okay, so, yeah, right, okay, so next section. Okay, cool, so this is where I like, you know, I do this in like every track, but calm it down slightly around 45 bars just before 49. But yeah, bringing in a melodic element is always nice. Honestly, can't tell you what synth that's from. So yeah, the whole thing is that. So yeah, that's the, you know, the whole process. But there's also, I made the melody for that, by the way, that little key change thing and whatever. I just can't remember what synth I did it on. And then this is a reverb tail that I do on every track. Yeah, just the chord of whatever I'm working in. So this was in A sharp. So I did A sharp. I think I used, I don't even know what I did to use that. Maybe, yeah, there you go. DP synth. So I think it was the presets on ES2 from Dave Parkinson, and it's just like trans lead or trans pluck or something like that. I make a chord, you know, with in the MIDI, and then just I did like A sharp and C sharp. So that's my chord for this track, is in a sense of what it all is based around. So then I do that and then drown it in reverb, the tiniest little beep hit, and then obviously just EQ it and stuff, so that you get rid of all these things. So I'll open. There you go. You can see the EQ here. Turn that off. Turn this off. The original bounce, one after you've reversed it, sounds like this. And then put the EQ back on. Just cleaner, you know. And then yeah, so. Okay, so here I've explained that fill. This is our first of the nicest, trying to go into the nicer sounds now. Can't tell you, like, it's not that I can't, like, I won't tell you. I mean, I genuinely can't remember what it's from. Just, oh, there you go. It says, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong stuff. So yeah, DP synth, so that must have been a stab. I've absolutely drowned in reverb, and then changed the pitch and some of them as well, and made my own tails from. But who's to say that's actually even is one of Dave's samples, because yeah, with Logic, like for example, if I create a channel like this and whatever, and then drag in something called, you know, whatever, anything, I could just kick one. I could drag in a sound called kick one, and then that channel will just be called kick one. So even if I delete that out, whatever's there, and then replace it with something else, it'll still have that name. So who knows what it's actually even from? It could be though, probably. So yeah, actually now this is where you hear the. I only recently started calling it because this is what everyone calls them, is effect chains. So I'll just play everything together so you can hear them all working. So yeah. But there's actually a lot more going on than the effects, as you can hear. So there's this stab. And that's just a delayed version of whatever. I think it's from this, you know. And then a delayed version. And then there's this I Need You vocal, which everyone's always like, whoa, I love that vocal. I think it was Splice or something, probably. So it's a low version of it and high. It sounds awful on its own, like, oh no, you. But together it's alright. So now with this second one, I just went, I need you, instead of I need you. On its own sounds a bit glitchy and weird, but in the mix it sounds alright. So then that acid line, Silky Shiz, comes back in, then we got these stabs again. So there's this here, which is from the stabs. I can hear already is doing something. And this is just basically, I can hear it, I just can't find the thing. It's like a delayed version of the dum 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 tech stab type thing. Unless I did it on the channel itself, which I could have done. So I'm just gonna find them again. This is actually quite a tidy project compared to what I'm usually like. So yeah, this is the stab. Then the delay comes on. Okay, yeah, cool. Cool. All right. So then reverb kick, I've already explained, it's exactly the same one. Nice atmosphere from Parky again. Just these, you know, he's so good at nailing these things, you know. I mean, he's so good at a lot of stuff. I don't mean it like that. He's a master of all. But yeah, all I did on this was just EQ opening up and closing. low cut so it didn't come in heavy. His drone, I mean, there's tons of... I went Dave ham with this. You could, as I said, this is before I started. I was already dabbling in making my own sounds and stuff at this point. And I was doing my own leads and my own basses and stuff like that. But I was still using, you know, a lot of other people's presets, which is nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying now, I'm looking back, actually, I did use a lot of Dave's stuff, but it works a treat, so why not? With this, I genuinely don't know if I did do that pluck, or if it's a preset, or if it's a sample. I mean, I just couldn't tell you. But anyway, the process is I took the reverb of that first hit, did a reverb tail onto it, and then this is the sample altogether with a vocal pitched down to. Oh yeah, so that blends then with the sample from earlier. That boom, stab this. Okay, and then there's this again, but the second half of it is chopped with LFO tool. And EQ'd, like filtered, like with the EQ. Bit of resonance, so it pulls nicer, you know. And then yeah, what else we got? Then I got that, which I really love the sound of that, which is basically just this. Dun, 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 dun. This, I already know I'm right with this one. So, Space Designer, dry off, wet all the way up, and then this. No, maybe it's not. I thought it was. I thought it was that reversed. Okay, I guess I'm wrong with that one. I just said as well, I know I'm right, which makes it even funnier. It's therefore a pluck or something that I've put in and then put Space Designer on that I can hear the reverb but not the dry sound, so... I reckon I've just grabbed some plucks and done a dim dim dum dum, but it didn't suit it, so I've done it more ghosty. Okay, yeah, so this is the drone I was on about. You know, all good, and then key changes here. There you go, right, so there's that. Okay, so there's this here. Just a filtered bass, but just used slightly differently. Reverb kick again, and then the Freak the Funk vocal is just lifting up in the background here. So this.
So very happy.
So these, I just filtered it up and down, and then I, with this part then, I just looped up some bits, you know.
So very happy.
So then there's this, which is from an a cappella I don't even know I want to thank. And then overdrive, EQ, reverb, delay.
So very happy.
And you can hear there's reverb, delay as well.
So very happy.
It's distorted, but I like it, you know? So it just added more attitude to it.
So very happy.
I just love, with this track, I love how, like, all the effects I made, somehow, they just sort of fell into place. I just got lucky with this one. Yeah, so there's the tail onto it. So then we're back into those percussion things there. See, if I mute the kick, the bass isn't actually that heavy. Oh no, it is actually. It is quite kind of fat. All right, cool. So yeah, the bass is here now. So I've got this, and then these. All right, so there's one that's kind of like a reverse bass that I made, basically. And there you go, reverse bass. What is this? I don't know. It's a bounce. And I know for a fact I made this in Serum. I think I made it. I think I made this originally, this bass for Rhapsody, for the first drop, but then I completely changed the style because it was just too for the start of the track, and then I switched it to like offbeat sigh and more subtle, you know. But this works for this track because obviously it's Tech Trance, but it's what do you call it? You know, it's for the middle drop as well. It's not straight away and that kind of thing. Anyway, so all I did was all this stuff. So I made it in Serum and then did this stuff to it. So you can hear straight away it's kind of muddy. So I think I lowered there you go, a little bit there, and then lifted some highs. Not made a drastic difference. Another EQ here, just so there's more high end again. This then I don't know why I reboosted that rather than just turning that back up, but single band EQ just for automation, and then LFO tool doing something. But yeah, the bass isn't actually like crazy heavy, you know? But it doesn't need to be because the kick takes up quite a lot of room. So yeah, and then I've just got a different variation of the mid basses which are here, so that you're not just listening to reverse bass. It's not quite a full triplet, you know, digga 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 digga, but yeah, and then if I mute those, you'll hear a difference. Just adds a little bit more speed to it. Subtle, but you know. And then yeah, I just didn't want a clean reverse bassy type style drop, so I obviously added these on, which is the percussions. And there's a sample here going dop, which I have no idea where it's from. Okay, so yeah, this is, once I find it, I'll let you know. No idea what that's from. I think it's from Splice. And then yeah, that's the sample. It's a nice little snare there somewhere. And a reverse cymbal. trying to figure out what's going on here exactly. So crashes, doing the usual thing, and then okay, so the second hit of those has delay on it. And then you can hear it go, do for me. That's just chopped here. Zoom in a bit more so you can see. Yeah, so then just do for me. Then that me is just the same me, but just down, you know, so. There's a lot of stuff here playing that we've already heard, but there are more melodic elements coming in now. So that's just the background, just the tail going left to right. I think that's just got a pan on it, a tremolo. Yeah, okay. And there's a synth thing here, I can hear it, I just can't find it. There you go, right, so plug send. I think I bounced these to audio for whatever reason. So definitely I did those, you know. It's not a sample like or anything, but it is now. So that's one layer, then there's this one. Two top layers, one thick lower layer. And then I got this as well. Just to add more with it. Okay, and then here I just did a key change down. So it's this. There you go. Right, so it's just a key change down. How many? I can't even. So I guess 1, 2, 3, 4. Down 4 octaves. Key change down. So then there's these just went up. It speeded them up, you know. Okay, cool, there's that. And then there's another effect here then, which I'll find it in a moment. That's from Keep On That. What's this? There's like a du-du-du-du-du-du-du. Maybe this. That's just fat effects. Let's turn fat effects off and see what it is. Ah, it's that tech stab. It's this. Okay, so then obviously then we start to calm things down a little bit to get to the breakdown. There's this little vocal hit here somewhere. Cool. That's mine from Keep On. Then Dave's clap hit. I don't know. I actually can't find that. Whatever. Is this it? I have no idea what that is from. All right, so that's the acapella that goes very happy. Okay, so now we got more melodic stuff coming in, so. That's actually really nice. I think that's a little reverb of the melody, so it's like introduces it before it comes on, you know. That bush shot. I've already explained that one. So then there's these. Right, okay. Okay, so then here is just the pad or whatever. I don't think this is my pad. I think this is just pad sort. That's not my pad. The labeling is totally different to me. Yeah, but it's nice. So anyway, the MIDI is this. A sharp, C sharp. So it's a thicker pad. And then what happens is it goes down from what I remember. So it goes start, the break, it goes down for the start of the breakdown and then back up and stuff like that. So it goes down then to the F sharp. So it's. So that's it in its entirety as far as the MIDI goes. So that's the MIDI for the melody. So I did those and also these layers as well, which are bounced to audio. I mean, I really could do with finding out where they're from because it sounds so nice. Wow. Okay, so the first layer on top is this. So that one's just spacey, you know, it's nice. You can see I've filtered them in as well. I mean, I should have filtered the bass off there towards that section, but yeah. Okay, so there was that, and then this as well. I think these might be from Alchemy, actually. The synth comes with Logic. So good. I think they might be, actually. I've not used that for a while, actually. Maybe since this. Thinking about it. Maybe I should start using that again. See what sounds I can make on that synth as well, because it's really good. Like, and it's a lot of movement in the sounds, and it's quite warm. So, right. Okay, so that's the start of the break. That I know is just from the. That's nice too. That's just an atmosphere from Splice, I think. I believe. Then there's the I know this thing, which is really nice, you know. That's from the acapella that I explained earlier. Okay, yeah. I mean, this is bringing back nice, nice memories for me of when I was working on this, because, yeah, I don't know, just making me feel good. Right, so the drone melody just goes for the low notes of, the goes down as well with the pad and that kind of thing. And then I've got a lot. Okay, and then I've explained the atmospheres, actually. I remember they were at the start of the track, some of those. And then I come into the main melody is this. I mean, it's actually quite a funny story, though, with this melody, because this melody isn't even close to new. I mean, what year are we now? 2022? I made this melody 10 years ago. I was like 2012, 2013. No. Yeah, 2012, 2013. Maybe 14 at a push, but I think it was 13. I made it for an uplifting original at the time, and my production really wasn't at any sort of standard that was possible, to be honest with you. Like, I had the ideas and stuff like that, but I just didn't have the production at that point. And yeah, I made it and sent it out to a couple labels and stuff, and got a lot of knockbacks. And yeah, I just had to take it on the chin, and I was like, right, okay, fair enough. And I'm not gonna go into detail of what labels I sent it to and stuff. But they give me sound advice and just said, like, great, good melody and stuff like that, but you need to work on this and this and this. And it was quite daunting at the time. I was like, wow, I mean, I've really got a long way to go. So I was working on this track, and I got to the breakdown side of things, and I was like, I had a melody that was okay, kind of good, and I just went through my hard drive and sifted through loads of old projects, and I found this melody, and I was like, my missus was in the studio with me at the time, And I just said, I was like, yeah, what do you think of this? I made it like 10 years ago or whatever. But the track surrounding it was awful, 10 years ago. So yeah, I just dragged the MIDI in and it fell perfectly into place. And it actually fell perfectly into place because this melody originally as well also started low. So it was in A sharp and it started down at F sharp. So it was meant to be. The melody I just made too early for my production at that point, if that makes sense. So 10 years ago, production wasn't ready. I had the melody though. So I swear to God, honestly, I made it like 10 years ago, and the melody is exactly the same as it was then. I didn't need to touch it. So yeah, maybe not that interesting of a story actually, but there you go. Yeah, so leading on to that was then these, which is a little teaser of the actual melody. So this. That's not my pluck, that's from Splice's stock plucks, like, just on there, plucked and Pluto or whatever. So yeah, I took some of my favorite notes from the original melody and then just did it as like a little teaser with loads of delay on it. So there's another vocal here. We got your love. Is this it? No. I mean, that is really nice, but that's not what we're looking for. That was also Splice, I think. Is this it then, maybe? So that's like a little teaser of, the whole... that's like a little teaser, I guess you would say, of the main vocal, but just bringing it in a bit earlier. So yeah, I just put step effects on it. Sidechained the hell out of it, drowned it in reverb and that kind of thing. And then into that da-da-down-down again, which ties the whole track together, so and I do kick roll, well, not kick rolls like hard style, like roll kick rolls. I don't mean it like that. I've been doing those a lot on my recent music actually, but yeah, that's a whole other story. The kicks are here. Just doubled up and stuff. There you go, like that, with an EQ on it, just so it did all that sort of filtering and stuff. Sorry, single band EQ I did it with. Okay, now, looking back, I might have too many leads, thinking about it. But yeah, I wanted all that to be tight, so I put those two leads to a group so that I could mute it. Anyway, that's not the point. First lead is mine, right? It's just a run-of-the-mill, literally trance lead. It's not even that good, really. But it makes a layer. This you can tell, like this. I've done this in my early days synthesis. Just an EQ on it, 2 saw waves, detuned, eight voices, and cut off. Not much going on at all, really. It's more going on outside of the plugin than there is on the actual plugin. So yeah, that's this layer, and then this is from the again Dave Parkinson leads that come with his sample pack that they give you for the ES2 then, so which is this. For the nice high brittle texture, so the two together then is this. it just satisfies the high end a little bit more. And then this is I can't play it through what it's made with. It's not Zebra, sorry. I did it with my virus. I got a virus C. Access virus C. I did it on that. So I dragged the MIDI in and I made a synth actually. I mean, I love my virus, but for the speed that I need to work at nowadays, it just takes me too long because so much menu diving on it and that kind of thing, and it takes forever. I use soft synths more than I do now like that, but now and again I'll whip it out, but it's quite rare, to be honest. But yeah, this is the sound. I just got an EQ on it, delay, multi-press, reverb, turn all them off. So then the layers at this point are this. Then 2 more layers, which is this. Which is from my collab with Simon Patterson, Wipeout. From the breakdown in that, I think it is. And then, then there's this. It's a funny one because some people will be watching this now going, "Oh my god, it's way too many layers," and that's probably true. I'm not even going to argue against it. But every track's different, so I feel like it worked with this one. If it didn't, I'm sorry. But I think it did anyway. Yeah, so then it starts to filter down and stuff here. And then I just wanted it to be a bit more interesting for this area then, so I brought the claps and hats back in, so it's more of a danceableness rather than just hands in the air so much. At least there's some sort of a rhythm going on then at the same time. And then on top of those then as well, obviously the reverb kicks come in every significant part. And then the pads come back in. So the thing is, everybody's different. Some people like to start the opening up part of the melody with, the leads and the pads and everything all out. But generally speaking, I'll do just literally, so it's just the leads. Because again, there's enough of them. I've got like 4 or 5 leads or something. And then just the drone underneath. So the high end is all leads. And then later then, so it's more interesting, before it goes into our next section, I'll do the pads coming in then. And then, yeah, it calms it down with the leads then. So you're listening to more than a couple of things. So like when this lead is going away, you've got the pads still there. So you've always got something to listen to, So this was, I know this was from Splice. I love this. It's just a nice atmosphere. Didn't have to do anything to it apart from the filters and stuff. It was good as it is. Okay, so then I've got more stuff here. So there's a pad that I made. This is just some of the melodic elements. I'll come on to that in a minute, that area, but. And the drone is moving more here as well. So you've got like obviously the main melody drone there, and then this is slightly different. So it's more moving. It's just shorter and moves more. So you're listening to the stuff on top, but you're feeling something different, you know. Right, so then this pluck here is basically the main melody, but just slightly different. I've bounced it to audio, but it's from Serum. So that's it. And then I had this, which I believe, I remember this is from Alchemy. Again, and I called it Judge Budge Bass because it just reminds me of Judge Jules. It just reminds me of Judge Jules, big time. Yeah, that was just an ARP. I specifically remember I just held the key and it just did its thing. I didn't draw that pattern in. Filtered version of the kick, so you're still hearing that tap cut through.
So very happy. So happy.
This is probably my favorite part of the track, is here now where it starts to get towards the drop. So this is the last 30 seconds before it kicks in. So there's a few elements here. I can't remember the process. So that's one of my bass lines. I think it's that reverse bass from the start of the track. What's crazy as well about this is it seems really organized for my stuff. But I remember I was actually smoking a lot of weed at the time when I was finishing this track off. So I think I got all the ideas in when I was like high, you know what I mean? And then finished it off when I wasn't. So yeah. So yeah, it's just that looped up and with cut off down.
So happy. So happy.
So then this is the happy vocal, so.
So happy.
Dun 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 comes in there and then. So yeah, that's quite cool. I forgot about that. So that was just EQ'd, We Got You, and the Valhalla. So super massive. I love this actually. I need to use this more often again. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that's nice and tight. Okay, and then key change up. So like the energy goes up again. So it's not just like holding A sharp all the way until the drop and blah, blah, blah. So it goes up again. So it feels like it's going somewhere else again. It's just, you know, it just adds to that anticipation. Like, where is this going? So you hear these change. So that this is. We got you. Then higher. So now it sounds a bit glitchy on its own, but in the mix, you know. And this is as well, I forgot about that. That's just the main drop sounds, but like reverbed up. All right. So yeah, there's the drone, which is here somewhere. I genuinely can't find it anywhere. But when I do, I can go into detail. But right now I can't find it, and it doesn't make any sense. Like I'm just being a bit silly here. Like, makes no sense. Where's the? Oh, maybe I turned the drone off here. That's very Scott Project. I like that. Okay, so there's those two building together. And then this, I really needed to EQ this more. But this is what the whole track is named after, is this part. I got stuck for a name and I was like, I don't even know what to call it. And then, yeah, Are You Ready? I didn't like Are You Ready, so I just called it You Ready. I mean, that's so high. Like, that hurt my ears then, you know? I needed to EQ that a lot better, but I think I just forgot about it when I finished the track. I think it's one part of the track I forgot about. Yeah, so anyway, that is this. I won't play it too much because it'll hurt your ears. And then I just turned LFO tool on so it chops. Like that, and then I got a whoop. All right. So yeah, then the woof is from that Loletta Holiday, Holloway woman. It's a great singer. It's on everything, you know. Then this Steam Blast thing I use on every drop ever. I mean, all my Tech Trance I do. So yeah, the bass totally changes again here. So I've got the kick is still exactly the same, and I've got this kind of gated thing underneath. Quite simple, really. And then I've got a tiny little roof. And then this is the main hook, I guess, is what you could call it. Okay, yeah. So yeah, the sorry, what was I saying? That was it. Sorry, the OBS cut off. So just let me make sure it's recording because it got a bit weird then. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Okay, so this was going, which I can't actually remember what it was made from. I think it just sounds like a reverse bass type thing. It might have the name actually. It says S, so SJ Bass Shot. That's what it is originally. And then I cut it off so it's a bit more subtle. And then that single band is just a low cut, or just for the transitions. Yeah, that's it. Okay, that I made in Serum. And it's just a saw bass detuned or something like that, and filters here and there, so that it moves a bit more, you know? I just did that with the peaks and stuff, so it moves more. Then this was also Death Reese or something, that's from Serum. Yeah, so then here. There's the E from earlier on. It's just that key change up there. That's just like the tiniest kind of hard trance stab. Like, it's tiny, as you can tell. Pip, pip, tiny little thing, but yeah, that was from Serum too. And then there's We Got You, wherever that is, around here somewhere. So I think it went down like a few, actually, not even a lot. So just down a little bit, yeah. Now that sounds like it's got a percussion hit in it, but it's just the setting that's on. It's basically, I know it's on Fat Effects, you know, these multi-effects, Fat Effects, but I can't remember what setting it is, but yeah. It adds like a glitch in it, and it sounds like a percussion hit, but it's not. Then there's this, which I know I made this in Serum for sure. It says Death Reese, but that's not what it is. It's just because probably that's the channel it started on, and then I started it again, if you know what I mean. But again, no MIDI, sorry, because I bounced it to audio, but the arrangement is da-da-da-da-da, normal, like 16ths, and then faster for that bit. And obviously the key changes. And then delayed as well. Then same thing again with these. And there's these snares here. And then the risers come back in again there, and then I've got the percussion starting to come back in too. And then this, I basically repeated it, but I didn't want it to sound exactly the same, so I did it more in 16ths rather than long notes. So I did this layered with this. And then the I Need You comes back in. Basically, all the elements from earlier on I started to bring back in again. And I kept the outro part kind of clean there. So people had the choice of either to... I pick and choose. Sometimes I let it drop. And then other times I'll mix into a different tune at this point. So, but the option's there if you want to leave it drop and then mix out there. So you can mix them both together or just cut straight into a different track, you know? Then back into the different bass then. Back into the bass from the start of the track. And those little fills are just like, say for example, if you mix in a track on top of this, you know, like whatever, and then you can cut in and out of the fills, you know. The acid comes back in, so it gives a sense of it's going somewhere, but it's actually calming down. So then the basses are just filtered out like all the way, you know, low and high cut. Low cut and high cuts. So low cuts there, high cut you can see coming down there. Just gradually everything starts to dissipate and vanish into the background. And then just a huge amount of reverb. And then I think I bounced this out because the reverb was so long, and I just put a fade out at the end. But yeah, there's nothing else to explain. I feel like I've gone through everything. And yeah, mastering wise then all I did was cut 20 hertz, just so on a system, anything, but you can't even hear anything below 20 hertz. Like I won't in the studio even if I crank this up, but on crazy systems, you might hear that rumble cut through. So it's good to it's a good rule of thumb to just cut it out. And then this depends on the track. This track, because it's a lot of channels and there's a lot going on, quite a lot, it can get a bit uneasy and muddy. So the muddy area tracks are between 200 and 500 hertz around this area. But it depends per track. But with this one, I went 230, cut it all the way down, -24. And then I've got OTT, just to brighten it up a tiny bit. It's not even really doing that much. It's just to give it a little bit more shine on the final product. Because I'm boosting it quite a lot, like with Invisible Limiter. So you can see it's peaking quite a lot on this. Pulling like, you know, at the absolute max, I think it pulls at like 10 dB, something like that, which is quite a stretch. But when you do the EQ and pull that, and then do OTT as well, it just squeezes a bit more room so you can push it, so it just goes a little bit louder. So yeah, that's the walkthrough of the entire track. that actually went, I guess, quicker than I thought, but not that quick. But yeah. So yeah, I feel like I've gone through everything. If not, no problem. Let me know. Message me on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. And if there's anything else you want to know about the track, then please do inquire. And I'll get back to you and try to be clear about anything else. But I feel like I've covered everything anyway. So yeah, that's You Ready in its entirety. Hope you enjoyed the video. I actually enjoyed making it. It brought back some nice memories of the time when I was making it and stuff like that, and just reassured to me that this is, I would say, definitely out of the all the tech trance I've made, it's probably my favorite that I've done to date. Like I like Incoming quite a lot, but this is more of that, I guess my sound. Incoming, I'm trying a few different sounds. It's still my sound, but it's just trying some other areas. But this is more that tech trance sound that I've established myself with. So yeah. So yeah. Anyway, I'll stop babbling and you can turn this video off and get back to making music. So yeah. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, if you've not, sorry to do the plug, but yeah, if you've not got the track yet, go and buy it. It's out now on Beatport. And go and smash it like I have been doing for the last few years. So I'll end the video here, and yeah, so I'll see you on the next one. Nice one.